Hello, Weebs and Normies. Welcome to the Anime Club. I'm Graham.
And I'm George.
All right, everyone. Just a special announcement here. It's Monday. That means the real voting for our next community anime. Right now, we are watching Vinland Saga, but soon we'll be watching something new picked by the community. We had preliminary voting last week, so we have our 4 anime that will be voted on. We've got 2 picks from us and 2 picks from the community, the top 2 that were in the preliminary that we did on YouTube. The real voting is going to take place on Discord. You have to have a YouTube membership or Patreon. Any level will get you access to voting. The higher level you are, the more voting power you get. But the 4 anime that we're going to watch are going to be either JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Season 1, Demon Slayer Season 2, The Apothecary Diaries, or Violet Evergarden. So if you want a hand in the series we're going to watch next for the community anime, go ahead and check it out on Discord, our Patreon, our YouTube membership. And yeah, I'm excited to see what we're going to get. This is going to be pretty fun.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I've seen plenty of memes. So completely out of context, of course,
Absolutely.
but I've seen a ton of memes. We've both seen, before the channel started, actually, we've both seen Demon Slayer Season 1.
Right.
So I'm excited to finally get to Season 2, potentially, depending on what gets voted. But yeah, and then the other 2, I heard about them through the preliminary voting. So
yeah, pretty much, right? Yeah, so
that'll
it'll be great.
interesting, though.
Hopefully everyone will check it out. But for now, we've got the newest episode of Tower of God. It's been a rocky while with Tower of God, I'll say. But man, I really hope we're over the hump of mediocrity, and I hope we're going to get to some better stuff. But so far, we've had a lot of conversations this last week about the adaptation and seeing what other people think, and the animation not being great and the action being, pretty mid. It's been Season 2 has been rough.
Seems like yeah, general consensus is that it's been in a mid adaptation, which
is disappointing.
I mean, yeah, like I always, whenever there's original source material and whatever comes out for it doesn't match up to the quality of the source material, it's always a bit heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I still think the story and all the mysteries that they've kind of hinted at are incredible, and I want to know more, but it's just like, all right.
Yeah.
Should I just go read the not the manga, the manhwa? Or should I just keep watching? Right, I'm gonna keep watching because not only do we have the channel that I've already started that way, but it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, it sucks. I really wish we had some other way to get like an adaptation, even in the same anime style that we had the first season. That was awesome. I think it is really depressing when stuff like this happens. There's another show. Oh man, I wish I could remember what it is. It's like Ever something. But the first season was incredible. It was like amazing. And then the second season apparently is just like a freaking slaughtering of just the whole source material, which is just
something
so
airing right now? Or
no, it aired a while back.
Okay.
I can't remember what it is. It's something. It's not Violet Evergarden, but it's something like that. I wish I could remember off the top of my head. But One Punch Man also had something. One Punch Man Season 2 was a step down from Season 1. It wasn't necessarily bad. I did enjoy it, especially this last half. But yeah, it just sucks when you have such a strong Season 1 and then you go into like such a mediocre Season 2. Like, what a disappointment.
Yeah. Yeah, the biggest flop I can think of, it's actually not anime, but it's Aragorn, not Aragorn, Aragon, the dragon.
Okay,
yeah, the dragon stuff. I read the book. I was so excited for the movie, and the movie was just trash. So,
yikes. Yeah. Well, hopefully
we'll see what happens.
Season 2 will turn this around eventually. I don't have high hopes, but you never know.
Yeah. Yeah. Either way, though, things are heating up for our boy Bam. Knowing that he can't fail a single test was quite the revelation. That certainly ups the stakes a lot for every single test. So
it certainly does. Yeah, the stakes aren't very high on him personally, but yeah, losing some of the old cast. Do you think that's something that would really happen? Do you think he's going to maybe lose one of these and someone's going to get the...
That's a great question. There's a lot of strong people in the old cast. So I I foresee a future in which Bam loses something and he's like all worried and everything, and Fug sends people out to the old cast, but they prove to be tougher maybe than Fug suspects. I don't know. But yeah, the other big reveal was that it could potentially take about 2 years to go up 9 floors.
Crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah, and from some of the comments, people clarified, which is something I wish they would have hinted at in the actual anime. But it seems like tests don't always happen at regular intervals,
right?
And it's, you know, people age slower in the tower as well, and all that stuff. So
there's a lot of stuff that we would have wished would have been in the actual freaking material here while we're watching. It's unbelievable. So
yeah. But it's 9. It's still a bit of a shock. I was not expecting that at all. So let's see how that plays out, I guess.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. Oh.
The game? Heck. Yep.
Acorn
okay.
Workshop. Oh.
AI.
Oh, there's Leroy Rowe. Oh.
77th floor.
Tell me how to love. And Dorsey.
Love.
Bro, this literally is like AI.
Yeah, what the heck? Those explosions leave no marks?
How's this thing gonna know?
If it's a chat bot,
yeah,
it's probably hallucinating.
Yeah, exactly. It's wrong. Oh. It's a bot that runs on Shinzu?
What the frack? Dude,
does it run on Shinzu?
I don't know, but that was hella ominous. What the frick?
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Little creatures.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what?
Oh. Dude, he was just gonna kill her in cold blood like that. What
yeah,
the
what?
Wait.
Were they all led here?
Hold on. They were just introduced, and then they did like a hard cut into them like chasing them. There was no in between whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened.
Like I feel like we missed
started.
so freaking much. Yeah, they're like just starting the test. These guys show up. They're like, oh, look at these guys, and then all of a sudden they're chasing Mana. Like what the heck? What a hard cut, dude.
Oh, you're gonna burn them all? She just kills them, just like that.
Just that easy.
Oh, okay. Bro.
He's gonna hit a thing behind him, yeah. I knew it.
Diglett. Not Diglett, but what the frick is this thing?
The heck?
Oh my gosh, he's just gonna have him do all the work. Oh.
Look at that freaking sword.
More than one moment.
This guy's huge.
Yeah, what the heck? Clearly there is, because he's been dodging every single one.
Yeah, right? This animation is fucking something else.
What's that laugh?
Yeah, right?
He's like addicted to talking to the chatbot? Here she is.
There she
Freaking snake.
is. Yeah, what the frick?
So manipulative, dude.
Yeah, she's frickin' pulling moves here.
What is this run, dude?
Yeah, what the
Has this guy never run before in his life?
Dude, this redheaded guy's so obnoxious.
Yes, exactly. Even his voice is annoying.
Yeah, seriously.
He's gonna tell him Emily can find it. Oh. What? How does this actually work?
Oh my freaking gosh.
Bro, is this guy an idiot? What? Oh my gosh. This guy has got an acorn as a brain.
There's no way. I knew it.
Jeez. He roasted his own freaking pet? What is wrong with this person?
Dude, Wagner is so freaking obnoxious though. Wait. This guy can wield fire like a freaking fireball.
And he's choosing.
And then he pulls out a freaking knife? Like.
I wonder if he has a cooldown.
Oh, what was that fire? What? Dude, this animation is just.
Okay, he's still alive. Oh, that was Wagner. Okay.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, why is he laughing like that when he's freaking?
I don't know.
Okay, Wagner, we got it.
Yeah.
Holy frick.
What is wrong with him, dude? You just said you lost.
Why? They're gonna win. Why would he take any freaking deals?
Yeah, exactly. Oh.
Yeah, no
exactly.
kidding. Viola's the only one thinking around here.
Bro, Wagner, just don't say anything.
Stop, yeah.
Okay, I thought he was gonna make it worse. Oh my gosh. Wagner, you're not the person to be speaking right now, dude. Yeah.
Didn't you get freaking wrecked?
Yeah, he did. 2 months. So what floor is this?
How long have they been working together that we've missed? What the
Yeah,
frick?
what the heck? Bro. I'll get to see you soon. What? Bro, this is some freaking Minority Report type stuff, dude. Ugh. It is like Minority Report. She's even in like a tub of water.
What the frick is that all about? What the heck?
I have no idea, dude. So if it took 9 years to go up 30 floors, but it's 2 months from now that the workshop battle is.
9 years?
They've been going nonstop. Yeah.
You mean 2 years?
Right? Or 2 years. Sorry. Not. Yeah, I'm getting the numbers confused. Yeah, 2 years to go 9 floors.
Yeah, and it's 2 more months. So they just like time skipped that far with absolutely no freaking indication other than that little conversation that I guess it's supposed to be implied. But I feel like we probably should have had a journey of getting to know the characters. Are they just going to toss this cast aside? Like, what is going on? It's so strange.
I don't know. I don't mind the time skip. It's just not knowing what's like, it's not even that we don't know what's going on. It's just
Like,
that
we know what's going on in the midterm, short term, right? Like, I get what's happening episode to episode. But like at this point, I'm just kind of like, what is the story exactly? Right? Like at some point it was like Wagnon's like, oh, I'm gonna become, like the Prince of the Tower or whatever. But it's like, it just seems like we've kind of gotten so far away from so many of the things that were talked about. The only thing that's like holding true is like Bam getting to the potential top of the tower.
Yeah, like I almost expected by this point, if they've been traveling together for the better part of 2 years, that so what I was gonna say is I'd expect them to be a more cohesive team and like execute things better. But then I was like, well, they did literally just all those other people managed to corral the entire rest of the team to one area.
Yeah.
So I guess, I didn't actually see the efficiency of them working together, but it's implied that they were efficient because they managed to corral everyone.
Yeah, the cuts, it was basically like they see the other team, now they're executing a plan to corral them, but it was like right at the end as they corral them. And it like, from our perspective, it was literally just have a hologram mana run to an area, put them in a bubble or a box, and then shoot them with fire. It's like...
Yeah, and the other thing is like there was a shot of saying, hey, we're going to explain to you the rules of this test. And then it's like they go cut directly to the test. And so it's hard to put into context everything that's happening because I don't even know what they're avoiding, what their
I don't know what
is.
Floor they're on. I don't know anything about the enemy that they're fighting and if they're to be even concerned about. It's just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Holy frick. You can tell, I think, in this episode more than ever that like there's so much missing from the source material. Like just so much.
I think the Emily thing is a big thing because everyone's using it all of a sudden. Like I almost asked while we were watching it, I was like, is this like Chat GPT 4.0 just dropped? Like Emily, 2.0 just dropped and that's why everyone's using it again.
Yeah.
Or is this like something that just...
Never even heard of this thing. It's just here now. That's one of the things I really haven't liked about season 2 for the most part is like there's so many like new things introduced that like it would have been so much better if like these concepts were introduced in the first season when they were kind of building up. Even if they just like kind of mentioned it, be like, because like it feels like so much stuff like this Emily thing and Fug and like these other things just were kind of like came up for season 2, right? It's like, and I know in the manhwa it's not that way, right? It's like all one continuous thing, but in the anime at least it does feel like, okay, well, they had like a brainstorm session and now they're figured out what they're going to do for season 2. And so they just came up with random concepts. It feels more inserted into the story than it does like cohesively part of the whole story.
Yeah. Organically came from the story.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if Emily was into play in season 1. Like I could be wrong. I feel like Emily is like a new thing.
Yeah, it's totally new.
But yeah, just everyone's suddenly using it. Like, I don't know. I don't understand why. I forget the guy that runs fast, but I don't understand why. Like Ran had a good point. It's like, bro, we're in the middle of a test. Why are you gonna just trust some like chatbot? And Kuhn called him out for it as well. But Ran does seem, not the brightest, but he doesn't seem like an idiot to me, right? So like, I wanted to know what's the reasoning behind willing to trust Emily? Like, why? I don't know. I don't know why he would do it in the middle of a test. But yeah, so the biggest shock though is the fact that they've been together now for
like
almost
2 years,
2 years,
allegedly. Yeah.
What the heck?
Okay.
It literally felt like they were just exiting floor 21.
Yeah, they were
right?
we just like last episode, we were like, have them finally celebrating being together and having Viole and starting their adventure. And now it's like 2 years later. It's like, what? 2 years. What the heck?
Yeah.
I feel like we should have built up to this.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't have minded a time skip if it had said like 2 years later, and then we cut to them in the middle of a test, and they're like, they're not perfect, but they're like a cohesive team, right? And you get this like feeling like someone's like shot culling.
Right.
Yeah, and they're like, someone like passes something to somebody and they like catch it while they're like being chased or whatever. Or something, some way to show, that they're a functioning team. But it seems like they're exactly where we left off, highly dependent on Bam. Again, like I said earlier, it seems like they were able to corral them, whatever that meant in the context of the test. Right. So it's implied that they're a little bit more efficient than they used to be, but I mean, it's implied, right? I want to see it. I want to know.
Yeah,
I want to be like,
I want to experience it.
I
don't want
it.
it. I don't want it to be implied. Yeah, 100%. It would have been such a different feeling of being like 2 years later, and then it's like, you're 100% right. They're like working as a team. That would have been amazing. But oh wow, this is like, they've really come a long way since like just last episode, I guess. But I didn't feel like that. It just felt like, I mean, I didn't know it was 2 years later. I thought this was just the next floor test until they said that. So that's how much of an impression they left, right? So about their coordination.
The delivery, I got the delivery, man, the way, like, no one necessarily talks like that. It's like, oh man, I can't wait till we meet again on like September 15th. It's just like, bro, see you next week, right? It's like, I don't know, like, oh yes, I can't wait until we go to the workshop battle that is happening in 2 months. It's just like the workshop battle.
That workshop battle? It's like, that one, in 2 months on this floor and blah, blah, blah. It's like,
it's just like everyone knows that the workshop battle is in 2 months. At least everyone in that conversation, right?
Right.
But it feels like they said
say it that way.
In 2 months, workshop battle in 2 months. Hint, hint, wink, wink, audience. This is, we've been together for 2 years.
Yeah. Why did they have to do this to freaking Tower of God? This is disappointing.
Yeah.
That was a rough episode. That was maybe one of the more rough episodes from a pacing perspective. The fight with the four-armed swords guy was so poorly animated. Oh my god. Even the one where the fireballs were like coming from nowhere. Bam was like, it was like allegedly Bam going in kind of like in a circle-ish movement, and then like the fireballs are just like coming from nowhere. They're like, should we animate the guy throwing the fireballs? No. And then they're like, and then Wagner was like, oh, you have 3 of these bangs, and it's like, what does that mean? Like, if we would have seen the fact that he was going like this, and then a third one came from his chest or something, and then he said like, oh, you have 3 bangs, then it would have been like, oh, okay, I kind of get what he's getting at here. But it was just like fireballs from undescript location appearing and disappearing. Apparently they missed, I guess. I don't know. They were just kind of there on the side. Like, this is some of the worst animation I've ever seen. Straight up.
Have you seen any of those old school like Flash animation?
It is
things?
like, it's like old school fucking terrible parody animation. It's not even like, there are Flash animations from more than a decade ago that looked better than this.
Yeah.
This is bad. This is embarrassing.
It's too bad. What typically happens in things like this? Like, will season 2 get remade by a different studio? Like, do fans have to?
Never happens. No.
Really? So like, it's just, we have to hope season 3 is.
Yeah. So like, let's say that season 3 is picked up by the studio who did season 1. Basically, you'd have season 1, this like really awful season 2, and then you go back to high quality season 3. It'd be like, you just struggle through season 2 and get to season 3, bro. Yeah, it's very disappointing.
Huh. And why doesn't the same studio like stick with the anime?
Usually,
like, just rights get sold around, I guess.
Well, usually it's contract, right? If they say like, okay, we're gonna have you do season 1, but we don't know if we're gonna get a season 2, right? If it's gonna get popular enough, it will have enough money from season 1 to make season 2. So the company that's making, the studio that's making season 1, they're picking up contracts of like, okay, we're gonna do Tower of God season 1, and then this other creator wants us to make an anime for this other show. So we're going to schedule that after Tower of God season 1, and then they're scheduling another thing, and then they schedule another thing, and then Tower of God finally comes out, and they've already scheduled several other things, and then Tower of God explodes, and they get a lot of money, and they, you know, all that stuff, and then they go, oh, well, we want to do season 2, and they're like, bro, we're booked up for the next couple years worth of shows. And then it's like, oh, well, we want we want season 2 to come out like now, like soon, like 6 months, a year or whatever. It's like, yeah, that's just not going to happen. So then they go to someone else. They say, oh, we could do it. Or maybe it could have been a money thing of like this studio
would have charged way less.
Probably charges way freaking less. And they're like probably really open. So they're probably like, yeah, we got lots of schedule and it doesn't cost a lot. It's like, okay, well, we just want to get it done.
It's similar then to like American shows, but with American shows, like once a studio does a season, at least that's been my experience. Once a studio does a season, like they see it all the way through.
Right.
They don't either the show gets canceled and then you get no more seasons, or they finish it all the way through the end. There's
because usually the studios and the creators create, because a lot of that stuff is just like original to the animation, right? Like Cartoon Network stuff, it's all like original works. And the creators go to Cartoon Network or something, they make a deal where they kind of joint own the IP and they make it originally from scratch there. In a lot of anime cases, there's not a ton of like anime original stuff. There is a lot, but there's also a ton of anime that comes from manga
adaptations.
So in that case, the rights holder is the original mangaka, right? And so, they don't know if they're going to get a season 2 and all that. So now I may be iffy on some of the details, but that's the general idea behind it. I'm sure there's going to be people correcting me. That's not how it really works. You're missing X, Y, or Z. You get totally right. Yeah, but that's the idea. That's the general idea. Or maybe
Yeah, and I mean, it happens sometimes. Like the biggest show that I can think of is Community. Like it gets picked up by different studios, like midway through and stuff. And
interesting,
but yeah.
Yeah.
So it does happen here in the States as well. I was just curious, like if there's like a big difference, like culturally or anything, but it seems like
it's
not
similar.
Too much. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's disappointing that they. I don't know. It's like if Freerun. Like imagine if this studio did the next season of Freerun. Right. That would be terrible. That'd be tragic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I was the mangaka, no, I would wait. I would always wait. There is something to be said about like if you wait too long, then the hype for your series dies down. Like that's, I guess, part of the fear. If your source material is good, like people are gonna wait. Just don't be hasty. And maybe it's a money thing. If it's a money thing, that sucks. That's a tough situation. Then it's like, listen. It's either we make season 2 with this studio or we don't make it ever. Because at this point, we're not going to be getting an infusion of money that will allow us to do season 2 in the future because the manga is selling less and less every month, right? So eventually you just run out and then it's a dead franchise forever.
Yeah.
So maybe this was the last ditch effort.
Too bad. Yeah, I'm really curious. I don't think we'll ever find out or anyone actually knows, but I am really curious as to what went on behind the scenes there.
Yeah.
Do you know, and I don't expect you to, but just asking, do you know like what the numbers are for this manga? Like how it's doing in Japan?
No, this manhwa in Korea? I don't know.
No, but like the Tower of God season 2 anime, like what are the viewership numbers?
In Japan?
I don't know.
I don't know. I know it's getting not great reception. Just recently, we decided to check out to see what other people were kind of saying, and the reception's been pretty murky. I'm sure this episode won't do anything to help that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm really curious what people think. I'm really curious what our viewers think. Actually, like definitely, like let us know what you think.
Yeah, genuinely, it would be super interesting to hear like people's thoughts on what's going on with this season because it's freaking rough.
Yeah.
Well,
that's too bad. Well, it is what it is. Hopefully people can make their voices heard. So, maybe I doubt it there'd be such a thing as like a mid-season correction, but maybe at least season 3, right? Like, because this is being produced by Crunchyroll.
No, maybe I don't 100% know. It could be. It could be. But there's this is apparently 2 core. But if this core is just this bad all the way through, I don't think I'll stick around for a second core.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Like if I was, if to be totally transparent, if I was watching the show by myself, I would have dropped it already at like episode 3. Like it's just that bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
You would have missed episode 5. Coon's master plan.
True. That would have been a gratifying episode for sure. But like, it's not like if we find a show that's like really bad without being like so bad we can make fun of it and it's hilarious kind of bad, but just like genuinely just like not a good show, eventually we'd probably drop a show like that. But this is like, it's just bad enough to not necessarily stop watching it. We're going to try our best to follow through on like every show that we pick up, but there's going to come a point where we'll probably have to drop something that's just
I'm sure it'll
really
happen.
bad.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and it'll most likely be like something that's continually airing like this.
Right.
A show that's already aired. It's, you know, we already kind of know a little bit going in if it's worth it to even pick it up in the first place.
But a new show, that's a good point. A new show we could test out, and if it's no good, then you never know.
Yeah, you never know. All right. Well, it is what it is. I hope this gets better. From all the comments, like the manhwa is, you know, to die for. So maybe, you know, whatever the future holds, maybe this was just what we needed to finally visit the manhwa. But either way, we hope you guys enjoyed our reaction here. We mean it. We really do want to hear what people think, what your reception to the whole season 2 is, and not only from like a quality perspective, but also how the adaptation is going from the source material. And like Graham said, the official voting is currently going on. If you want to vote on that, check out our Patreon and our channel membership, and also check that out to watch all our other stuff 2 weeks ahead of time. But with that, we'll catch you guys next time.
Hey, everybody.
Take care.